Hello everyone, this is Fi. We're checking out Bainok, City of Fighters, Early Alpha. I don't know anything about this game. We're going to give it a playtest, see if we can give some useful feedback. Interestingly enough, the game page, the link to the game page on itch.io brings me to a 404. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if the game page was removed or something, but the game is still in the what do you call it? The jam page thing here. So we're gonna give it a shot. We don't have any description to go off of, so we'll just go ahead and jump into the game. Looks like we've got controls right here. Movement, WSD or arrow keys. Confirm is enter a space. Cancel, escape, or backspace alt to open, close the character menu. Alt, interesting choice. Now go ahead and have a chat with the green guy. All right. Alright, movement is quite fast. Not sure if the diagonals are normalized. So you might move faster diagonally. It's kind of hard to judge that sometimes, but that's how it seems. So that might be something you might want to look into. I think spacebar. Welcome to the Omicron 2000 live scale simulation suite. I am Omicron, the default system AI. Please state your instructions. I guess we're going to do how do I use. Not sure why it defaults to techniques, but let's check this out. Once out of the dialogue, you can press the Alt button to open up the adventure menu. In the training submenu, you can see your physical stats. For the sake of the simulation, we have normalized these stats. By pressing left and right, you can increase and decrease the numbers, and the simulation will adjust as if your physical body have changed. In the technique submenu, you can inspect all the identified martial art moves in your arsenal. By pressing left and right, you can increase and decrease proficiency at it, and our simulation will calculate the effect on combat performance. First column is the raw physical statistics. The second is aggregating the physical attributes of your body, showing the true value of the technique if you use it in your current condition. Error. Only 8 moves are available due to the trial nature of the license. Please contact the system admin for rectifying that. Damn it, they want me to try the simulation thing and can't even get it to work right. Alright, let's go ahead and begin. Do you require a warm-up scenario before the training begins? That would be a yes, please. Alright. Welcome to the combat tutorial. On the right, you can see the turn order indicator. Your symbol is at the top, so this is your turn and you get to act. To the left, you can see the combat menu, where you can pick your options. Go ahead and select a jab, or select jab. It is a reliable move with a little fatigue cost. Okay. Jab. Punches, kicks. So I don't see any information about this stuff. I didn't check the alt menu before I started the simulation thing, so that's kind of silly because yeah, I didn't really get a chance to actually try that out, even though I was kind of told about it in the previous screen while I was talking to the guy. It kind of just led me into this already. Looks like we don't have items. I guess defend is going to. Okay, we have different choices. Interesting. Okay, quite a few moves here. Turn-based combat stuff. This a dick jab. Okay. Scroll up and down between different enemies. First, note how the arrow changes colors as you switch between the enemies. This corresponds to the symbols near the health bars in the top right of the screen. Sorry. The arrow changes. Oh, it does change colors, yeah. Corresponds to the symbols near the health bars in the top right. Okay. So. Okay, I can't use my mouse to point out things, but I guess. Alright, I think I see what they're talking about. This is all like all the UI on the right is kind of, it's very vague and it's not really clear which thing is which thing, so I thought that the horizontal red and green bars were the area where the turn order was, but now I think that the long blue vertical bar thing, I think that's the turn order maybe. Then the orange and red to the left of the horizontal bars, I believe, is what they're talking about here with the arrows. Not sure what the dots are in the blue bar thing yet. Let's see. Let's read the rest. This corresponds to the symbols near the health bars. In the top right of the screen and on the turn order indicator. This is how you know which enemy, you are targeting. There are the things you might notice, but more on those later. Go ahead and confirm your attack, okay? Whack. There are a few things that happened aside from the obvious, where you've hit your target, did damage, and it's your turn again. The less obvious is that the opponent you have hit is a lot lower in the turn order than the one you did not, which means it also acts later. Now pick an attack again. So I'm guessing what is meant is that the attack caused the enemy to go lower in the turn order, I think. It's not really clear. It's a little bit ambiguous about that. I think that might be what they're talking about. Okay, you can see diamond-shaped indicators separating themselves from the cubical indicators in the turn order when you select enemies. All right. Every attack costs initiative to do. Some are less, some are more. You can see by the location of the blue circle where you will end up if you use a move. Enemies work by the same logic, but you cannot see what attack they will do. Go back with cancel and select another attack. Okay. You can see by the location of the blue circle where you will end up use a move. Okay, so like first they're talking about diamond-shaped indicators, then they're talking about a blue circle. All I see on the right are things that kind of look like either a circle or a diamond. So it's kind of weird that at first we're describing diamond-shaped things, then we're talking about circles, but they all look it's like all the same shape as far as I can tell. Not sure why that is. I'm just going to assume that the blue one is what they're talking about here, and then the orange and red one, I guess it's not even kind of a brown now. I guess we have a red. I don't know what the brown is. What's the... I don't quite understand. Diamond shape indicators separating themselves from the cubical indicators in the turn order when you select enemies. So if I select the orange guy, there's an orange square and then like a dark orange or a brown circle type thing. Whereas if I select the red guy, there's a red square, there's a red circle thing, and then there's like the brown circles over the orange. I don't understand what I'm looking at, to be honest. And why like the placement of the brown one changes depending on which thing I select. I guess. I don't know, I'm gonna do what it says. It says to pick roundhouse kick, you can check the characteristics of moves by pressing Control while in the menu. Ooh. Okay. It says jab. I guess that was the last selected one. Roundhouse kick has a large haul, meaning it costs a lot of initiative, but also has a better shock, which means the enemy can act later if hit by it. Go ahead and kick one of the enemies. So roundhouse. Why does it still say jab when I hold control though? Doesn't seem right. Yeah, I don't think this is working as intended. That's unfortunate, but I guess can do the round. Oh, this is covering up my selection here, the text box here. Yeah, so I can kind of see the circles are being moved down further. So this is the orange guy. This is the red guy. I don't understand why. Regardless of which enemy I select here, I can see the dark orange circle. But the red circle only shows up when I select the red guy. That's what's been confusing me the most here. That's the weird part. I don't know why that is. But yeah, so I get that certain enemies will knock back the enemies further back in the turn order, so and also they might move me further back in the turn order, I guess. I think that's what it means by the hall thing and the initiative thing, because I don't see like anything that indicates initiative, quote unquote. So I don't know if that's something different, if it's like a meter or something. But I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that the initiative just means something that takes more initiative is going to move you further back in the turn order. Okay. So I think maybe the circle indicates where the square is going to end up. I'm guessing that's what this is going on about. I don't think it. Well, I guess let's choose the red guy. No, let's choose the orange guy because I want to see where the red thing ends up. Yes. Okay. Huh. Okay. So the meter doesn't end up where I expected it does, and I'm not sure if that's because it like after you do the move, does it immediately update again? Like, do you do the move and then it moves the people down on the order, and then immediately the thing updates again, so you don't see things end up where it indicated before. It's kind of like the step after. I don't know if that makes any sense the way I'm describing it, but it's pretty confusing. Each of the attacks costs fatigue. Excuse me, doing a jab is a lot less exhausting than doing a full spin roundhouse. You regain some fatigue when you defend, and much more when you take a second to focus your breathing with the right option. The amount you recover is determined by your maximum fatigue, adjustable in the main menu. This is pretty important, so just make sure you've got it. Oh, just to make sure you've got it, press the left shift, a button we never use again. Huh? Oh, okay. I think I think the idea is that they wanted to make sure you read it, so they wanted to tell you to press a button that wasn't going to allow you to skip it, which is kind of silly. I'm not sure if I got everything I was supposed to, but yeah, I mean, we've got the FP meter down at the bottom. I think that's the fatigue. I mean, I don't think it was indicated that the FP meter was the fatigue meter, but that's kind of me trying to put two and two together. Good job coming this far. It seems one of your opponents is about to act soon. You could either launch a preemptive attack and try to push them down the initiative order, but if you miss, you'll be left wide open to their attack. Let's try defending. Go to the defend menu and pick high guard. High guard, duck under, evade, low, work in progress, evade, mid, work in progress, focus breathing. Alright, high guard, blocking greatly reduces both the damage and the shock you would otherwise suffer. You can't block forever, but you don't have to, just enough at the right time to regain the advantage. These guys flailing high. Let's try ducking their attacks instead of taking the impact. pick duck from the defense menu. Okay. So yeah, the English is a little off here and there, but one more thing before you confirm that defense option, your character already has a natural defense score that decreases the chances of you being hit, since no one in a fight wants to get punched, meaning that there's no guarantee your enemy will actually hit you if you do not defend. This chance, however, is very uncertain compared to committing to defense, okay? So we're ducking under. You ducked the high targeted at you, completely negating damage and shock you would have suffered. In addition, the enemy had to suffer extra haul to its initiative. Be careful though, if the enemy's attack is not a high, you wasted your action and receive damage as if you haven't defended at all. Now use the advantage to strike with a jab from the punches menu. So I don't know how I would know to duck. Like that's not, I haven't been given anything to indicate that I would know whether or not an enemy was going to attack high or low or whatever. So I'm not sure if there is a way to do that, or if I'm just supposed to like purely guess. Is it just a complete chance thing? Like, I'm just going to try ducking and see what happens. And I either get like a lot of benefit or I get kind of screwed over. Now I'm going to use the advantage and strike with a jab from the punches menu. There's one more facet of combat variety. If you use the same moves in a short period of time, the enemy will remember. You won't catch everyone with the same kick 5 times in a row unless you are a really good kicker. You've been using jab a few times in a row and you notice that the enemies you've targeted are already expecting this move, and your chances to hit are a lot lower. The GUI doesn't show it yet, so just take my word for it, okay? Okay. All right. Yeah, so I'm not sure what the percentage is above their heads. Well, that's it. Be careful out there. Okay. Do exit. Now I'm going to try this alt thing. Attributes, training, inventory, techniques, journal, system, hours, 35, money, 2,000, rings, 3. So I wonder why, like, okay, so you select no. Oh, so if I press spacebar right here, it starts talking to the guy, even though I'm not really even near him. I think it needs to be quite that large an area that it's still considering me in range here. So if I select attributes here, and I can select one of these, and I have to press the button again. I kind of don't see why I need the extra button press here to open up the description on the right. Like, you just show that when I'm just hovering over one of these, I think. Strength is pure muscle power. Strength influences raw damage of your attacks as well as a momentary shock enemy has to fight off. There are also many day-to-day situations where the ability to move heavy objects can pay off. Sounds like a sort of Fallout RPG type of deal. Flexibility, reflexes, and finesse, agility influences how accurate your attacks are as well as how fast. Striking first is the first step to victory. So it's speed and accuracy. That says level 4. Oh, okay, we can adjust that. I don't know what the green bar is. Maybe that's just not implemented or something. I'm not really even sure. If I press up and down, it does make a sound here. And this is at level 0 for some reason. There is an unexplained life energy in people. Governs health points and fatigue points. Okay. Uh-oh. This one goes up, but it doesn't go down. It goes up to 4. I can't go down lower than 4, so that's kind of weird. That seems buggy. I'm not sure what's going on there. Something goes up to 5. The ability to weather what is coming at you. You need to be hit harder to feel it, recover from being hit faster, and stand pain when others would flinch away. Okay. Um, so this is like your meters, how many points you have to deal with. Well, this affects, I assume it's going to affect how much damage you take, but it's also like you don't, I assume you don't get knocked back as far in the turn order or whatever. Let's see. Techniques, jab, cross punch. I guess we have different levels on the individual moves even, which is quite interesting. Left hook, shock is 31, total 32. Okay, so the total thing is confusing. I remember reading something before about like left and right column, but it was kind of out of context, so now I kind of forgot a bit about what it was saying. Something about the total is how it's like a more complete calculation of what the actual effects of it are or something. I'm not sure if I'm getting this right. Yeah, I really don't understand it just looking at it here, like tech and total. It's quite confusing. Okay, so maybe it's the tech column is just the raw numbers that are attributed to the technique itself, whereas the total is kind of like taking into account the rest of your stats. So like if you use this technique, this is what's gonna happen. I think that's what it is. So that's interesting. Okay. Again, I don't think it's very clear. I mean, I don't think the UI does a good job of getting that across. I don't think the word total is very intuitive for what it actually means here. So yeah, I'm not gonna get much out of like studying these, but it's interesting to look at, I suppose. There are a lot of numbers, so it's a little bit hard to look at. Like you have to kind of sit and think about it a bit longer than I would like, I think, just because of the number of different numbers that are on here. I almost wonder if there might be a more visual way you could display these statistics that might be a little easier to wrap your head around without just staring at a lot of numbers, you know? Like maybe even one of those, what do they call it, like a star graph thing? Whatever those are called. Maybe something like that would be an improvement. We got training inventory techniques journal, last ditch battle royale, the man from the land of the gators. Okay. I don't know that that's implemented fully yet. Inventory I think is empty. We got training, overheat, food, thirst, rest. What is that? I can no longer move up and down. Okay, I had to hit escape. Now I can. We already checked these, I think. I guess we just kind of go into the simulation thing again. Begin simulation, no skip tutorial. Let's cut to the chase, commencing simulation, one more thing. Turn on the sustain cheat. Requesting clarification. Look, I don't want you to pretend eating an electric food in a simulation, alright? Just do it. Huh? A sustain cheat code's enabled, commencing simulation. Okay. Oh my gosh. There's a cruise ship. Okay. They have been talking about it in whispers. Many told you should forget about it entirely. Being adamant, though, and sick of life in the gutters, you finally found the place. You've been herded onto a large cruising ship along with everyone else and set off to sea. You reach the open waters, but nobody talks. A grizzled old man appears on the top deck behind the rails. He's wearing a sailor's uniform. As he measures up the crowd, all eyes turned on him. Gentlemen, it is my great honor to welcome you to the Alligator, the ship that will bring you to tomorrow. I am here to announce the rules. Let us begin. All of you have been given 3 small golden rings around 1 inch in diameter. You may bet these before your fights. So do the business in any of the arenas in this hall, then claim your prize. All fights have the minimum bet of 1 ring. Any fights outside of a designated area will get the offender penalized. You also have a card With 2,000 credit on it, while weapons are not allowed, you may purchase any other items during your stay. Any money on your card at the end of the contest is yours to keep. If you need any more money, you can take out a small loan from our bank over there. However, there's a 300% interest rate on any loan not paid back before the end of the journey. Anyone with less than 5 rings by the end of the journey can consider themselves having lost the contest. The game begins at sundown and goes on for 36 hours. You have until then. Good luck, gentlemen. Alright, that's interesting. It's it's quite a bit of words to get through, so that might, drag on for some people. This person looks very gray. I'm also kind of being drawn behind them for some reason. It's a bit weird. Greetings, sir. This is the main hall. You can find a few of the challenge fields as well as the bank where you may take a loan or turn in rings prematurely. To the left there are bathrooms, and to the right the cafeteria, which includes the bar and the buffet. Just ask any gentleman in blue uniforms. Alright, I'm already super tired of reading. I think that's a door? I don't know. Training man. A man dressed in a Japanese gi is standing on top of the small platform doing a kata with slow moves and closed eyes. As you approach, he opens his eyes and stares at you intently. Hello, I'm gonna step on. Okay, we're gonna train with this guy, I guess. Jab, cross punch, right hook, left hook, dick jab. I don't remember all of the... Yeah, this unfortunately doesn't work in context here. I'm not sure why the FP and HP at the bottom change when I press this button. I think it's like... something to do with the font changing, like... I don't know, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't remember what all this stuff does. So this isn't helping me, and I can only just guess, I guess. Phew. Jab, cross punch. Looks like he is not far off from hitting me, I guess. I don't know how to gauge the meter very well. Let's just do this, huh? Okay, put some distance between us. Try the left hook, I guess. Still distance. Cross punch. Just doing random moves at this point, I think. Even more distance between us. Looks like I'm a little tired, I think, because of lack of FP here. If I throw a jab, it's going to move him still further back, it looks like. I don't see a reason not to continue with the... Oh! Apparently I knocked it... I wasn't paying attention to his... Oh! Okay, I'll take your ring. Yeah, let's just do that. Interesting. Alright, blue people. Another gray person. He's got 5 rings. He's taking off. Wait. No, I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna be lazy with you. Walk animation is a little funny, but that's okay. I guess that's a door? Alright, it's a little hidden in the wall there. It's not super obvious. Looks like a bathroom. Nervous man. Alright. Can that be me? Oh, I'm trying to pick a fight, right? Okay, he doesn't want to fight yet. Aha. Sure, why not? We got these refreshing little sleeping pods as well for a premium price. What do you think that is? Some idiots will spend their money by the time they need it. Some of them won't or can't use the pods. Will try to take a nap elsewhere. After all, no rules forbid it, right? So we will challenge them to a fight when they are tired. Now we'll just take the rings off them. Uh-huh, okay. Fair enough. That's all interesting. Alright, so we got some dialogue and stuff. It's pretty interesting. The whole scenario is pretty cool, I think. A little funny with the way stuff is drawing over other things here. This is a blue person, right? He's talking, we got food. I don't care to eat anything. I don't think I need it. Drunk man. His back is hunched and he's gazing into his glass. Oh, hello, here to fight. Lost a friend. Am I gonna fight? So I'm fighting a drunk guy. I don't know anything about my enemy's attributes when I'm in this combat menu, so I don't know how, like, how am I supposed to how am I supposed to make my decisions here? I'm noticing my FP meter is enormous. I think that might have had something to do with the cheat code that was spoken about earlier. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna dick jab him. I don't know. Dick jab. Okay, the FP meter actually went back to normal. I'm not sure what the deal was with that. I guess that was a bug. Right hook. Just gonna keep wailing on him. I mean, it doesn't look like he can do anything because I'm not sure what the deal is with that. As long as I keep hitting him, it keeps moving him further and further back in the turn order thing here. So as long as I don't miss, right? So I'm not really sure. Like, what else would I do? Just do random moves. Not the same, but not bad. What does that mean? You lose one ring? Huh? Did I lose a ring? Why would I lose a ring if I won the fight? Where's the button here? I have 6 rings. How do I have 6 rings? What the heck? So I'm pretty sure I started out with 3. And like I got one from the Gi guy, I think, and then I gave one away. So I should have had 3 again, and then I fought this guy, and now I have 6. I don't really understand what's going on exactly with that, but alright, this guy is offering me food again. Doesn't seem like, I'm guessing I don't need it from that dialogue with the cheat thing, whatever the heck that was, I don't know. But I think I'm in the cafeteria now, so we went to the left and to the right. Banker. Lazy man. Alright, is this the full area I have to run around in? Cowboy. He's got an artificial limb. They've had him encase it with soft silicone cover. It's like a boxing glove. I'm not sure that it actually works that way. I don't think that would make it safer. Alright. guess we'll take him on. Looks like he's right on top of me in terms of the turn order. But like, not anymore. 60%. 45%. 80%. Okay, I'll be just taking this then. I don't know what that means. You lose a ring. Just take a breather, you don't look so great. Okay, so I believe I won the fight, but it still says I lost a ring. What's the alt key? Now I have 5 rings. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so I don't know. This, I'm assuming it's just kind of buggy. How well that's working. Now I have 5 rings. It says I should take a breather. I believe I just beat the snot out of him. But I'm not sure much of what else to do. I guess I could see what happens if I turn in the rings here. Oh, okay. So I can just earn money on the rings if I want more money. Interesting. So I'll probably wrap this up. I'll just give my kind of final thoughts here. Seems quite interesting. Like the premise of the story and stuff is pretty interesting. We got all these different characters that are getting up to different things. It's all quite nice, and I guess, you know, most of the work has gone into the combat system. I have to say I like the idea behind it a lot. It's actually very similar to some things that I've thought about personally as well, in terms of this kind of complex turn-based fighting and stuff. Really, yeah, it's very similar to stuff I've thought about, but in terms of execution, it seems as though you can pretty much just kind of wail on dudes and just kind of choose random attacks, and it kind of, you know, just keeps them. It's almost like stun locking them, you know, in like more of an action game. And I don't really get the sense that it necessarily matters which move I choose, as long as it's like a different one from before and I can still kind of afford it. I'm not sure how you might go about making that choice matter more. Yeah, because it seems like you just kind of wail on the dudes with random attacks, then if they end up being able to catch up in terms of the turn order, then, you know, maybe you stop and defend, or take a breather if you have to recharge your meter or whatever. Then you just kind of go back to wailing on them with random attacks. That kind of seems like what it boils down to, so I'm not sure what you might be able to work out for that with the way you have it designed currently. Maybe there just needs to be some other element that influences your choice of what kind of attack you're going to do next. Like something that suggests that, okay, this particular kind of attack is going to be most effective next. And then you have to figure out what that's going to be. I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah, as it is, I really like the ideas behind it. It's very confusing. It's quite hard to make sense of everything, and I think that's a bit unfortunate. Like all the tutorial stuff, even sitting and reading everything, it didn't necessarily help that much. I think I mostly figured stuff out, but there's still kind of a lot that's going to be hard. So that's going to be a hard thing with this kind of game, to be able to really effectively teach people everything you're trying to pull off. It does seem like there's some bugs and things. The UI, I would say, is not really helping in terms of things being confusing. It's not really clear what I'm looking at all the time, so maybe there's ways you can make things a little more kind of, you know, maybe the visual aspects of the UI would do a better job of suggesting their purpose and that kind of thing. There's a lot of stuff that could probably be polished up and improved upon, but really interesting ideas, and you know, kudos for taking on something that's really quite complicated and and I would suggest quite hard to pull off with this kind of game. So hopefully this was a useful video for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.